Welcome back to Namaste Village and the Namaste Experience. It is Thursday morning. So happy to join with each and every single one of you. That's what we do. We join. Welcome back, Jeff. We'll welcome you back energetically in a little while. And every one of you, if this is your first time, you're very welcome in this experience. And that's really the only thing we are here for. The only thing we focus on is how do we awaken the experience of this? Not how do we talk about it with greater intelligence, or how do we form theories and concepts around that which is totally beyond theoretical and conceptual. In other words, you can't do it. We try, and yet we now realize as we join together that it is the experience itself that sparks within us and then catches. We all have this dry kindling inside of us, and it's ready to catch. It's ready to become this burning inferno of grace if we would but give ourselves to that spark, to give ourselves to the spark of our own divinity. So that's what we're going to do today. Now, I know yesterday I said that for these next 2 days, I was just going to show up completely unprepared. I know I promised that. But I can't help myself. When that still, quiet voice starts to speak, I immediately grab my phone and like, what was that? Oh, that's good. Yeah, keep going, okay. And I was eating lunch yesterday, and it happened. So, and I really love this lesson today. So we're going to go ahead and put on the screen what came yesterday during lunch, and we'll slowly move our way through it. But I think the outside is really inside. That's a good beginning. Outside is really inside. There is no outside, really. Okay, here we go. Whatever you observe as being outside must be fearful, because you are perceiving it as separate from yourself. Whatever is separate is fearful, ultimately. It's time to look at this. This is the thing we don't want to look at. That we project things outside of ourselves and think that we can keep them outside of ourselves and keep isolated. But the truth is, all we're doing is projecting our fear so that we don't have to deal with it where it really is. So once again, whatever you observe as being outside must be fearful, because you are perceiving it as separate from yourself. Whatever you perceive as being within you or inside must be loving, because love is your very essence and nature. So pull it all in, pull all of those projections in. There's only one place they can be healed, and that's within you. This is the only thing you need to recognize and accept. Once you do, outside will lose all meaning. Why? Because it is meaningless. Anything that you think is outside you or fearful is ultimately meaningless. It has no real meaning because it has no true effect on who you really are. One of the main things we've been saying here all week is that the world cannot tell you who you are. It cannot tell you the truth of your I am presence. It can tell you all sorts of things about the illusion of you. It can tell you a myriad of things of the illusion of you, but those are all illusions. The truth of you, which is beyond it all, the world and nothing outside you can tell you about, only within. Okay, let's go further. When you do accept this, you'll be unable to allow any further compromise, because your happiness will be limitless. Your happiness will have no limit. It will spill over the supposed boundaries you once claimed and will be felt by everyone who comes near you. The radiance of your love will dissolve the illusory boundaries that seem to separate you. The radiance of your love. And they'll be replaced by a sense of peace that is so great, you'll completely forget the dream of death that occupied your mind moments before. I know some people don't like to that language, the dream of death. But when you think about it, isn't that what this is? It's just the dream that I'm born, that who I am is born, limited to a body, it must grow old and then die. All this is saying is that's not who you are. It's time to step beyond that dream where everything inevitably ends in the same way, to step beyond that and to realize the limitlessness of your joy. And when you realize the limitlessness of your joy, that which is within you now, it explodes out of you. And even just for a moment, while you still find yourself here, all you're here to do is to bless. All you're here to do is to shine. Once again, the radiance of your love will dissolve the illusory boundaries that seem to separate you and will be replaced by a sense of peace so great you'll completely forget the dream of death. That's the explosion of grace we're talking about. It's like when that spark within us finally catches and it begins to burn and it begins to brighten. Suddenly it explodes because there's so much fuel, there's so much energy inside you that it explodes in love and grace. And everywhere you go, everywhere you look, you see only that. And when people come near you, they feel only that. They feel the warmth, the heat of that fire, and that makes them want it. This is what we are really here to do as teachers of God. As teachers of God, we're only meant to shine. We're not meant to teach with words. Words are twice removed from the truth. We're here to radiate this fire, this light, to the point that when people come near us, they just, even if we don't say a word, they feel it. They feel it. We always talk about Vicky in this way. Vicky's always the perfect example. Most of you have never hung out with her, but it's no different than hanging out with her here on the call. When you're with her, you just, you can't help but be happy. That's because she's so authentic in her love and she's wholehearted. I'm looking at her right now. Hi, Vicky. She probably hates when I talk about her that way, but it's true. Trust me. All right. Here we go, last paragraph. I love this. It's like waking up from a fearful. Oh, someone got unmuted. Who got unmuted? Make sure you're muted. Someone's making some noise. Okay. It's like waking up from a fearful dream. Once your eyes open in the morning, the details of the dream immediately fade. There's no reason or need to hold on to the fear the dream inspired because you see it for what it is, a dream. You'll also have no desire to solve any of the problems you encountered in the dream because you'll realize they weren't real problems at all. And any attempt you made to solve the problem within the dream was in vain because such solutions never leave the dream. They are bound by illusions, while reality is bound only by love. And that is what you have finally discovered. I want to read most of that again because it's such a simple but elegant analogy for allowing the dream of separation or the dream of death to begin to fade. Okay, so once your eyes open in the morning, don't the details of the dream that you just had begin to fade? You may remember little parts of it, right? I don't remember anything from that. I remember oming last night in my dream. I remember doing the that's all I remember. All the other details have faded, right? There's no reason or there's no need to hold on to the fear that the dream inspired. If I had a fearful dream, I don't wake up and hold on to that, right? I let it go. Because I see the dream for what it really was, a dream. As soon as I wake up, I see what it really was. It was a dream. It wasn't real. So there's no need to still be afraid. You'll also have no desire to solve any of the problems that you encountered in the dream because you'll realize that they weren't real problems at all. Let's say in your dream, you lost your wedding ring. And in the dream, you've been searching everywhere to try and find the ring. When you wake up in the morning and realize it was a dream, are you going to continue the search? No. You're going to look down and realize, oh, the wedding ring is right where it should be. You don't keep looking for the ring once you wake up from the dream. And the same thing is true for trying to solve the problems of this world. Yes. What is that? Okay. Once you do wake up in this reality, you'll have no need to solve the problems that you encountered within this so-called version of reality, because you'll realize they're being solved on their own. Your awakening alone will create the energy needed to solve the problems immediately. You'll walk in grace. Everything will take care of itself. So the only thing that we need to be aware of, the only thing we need to put our attention on is the experience, is joining, is the awakening. Whatever that means to you, however that happens for you. But it's going to happen, I promise, by giving it away. It's not going to happen by retaining and holding on to something. It's going to happen by being the source, by being the source of love, being the source of joy, being the source of abundance even to others, because you can't give what you are not. You cannot give what you do not already possess. So it's so simple. All we need to do is to apply it simply. All right, Victoria, I'm going to turn it over to you now. Oh, Holy One. You out there?
Oh, God, Jimmy. I'm here. Can you hear me? Here I am.
Good morning.
Well, good morning. Morning, everybody. I was considering this very situation, as already we've had a number of 911 calls here. But so I was trying to really bring it down to the simplest way to stabilize. Whoop.
Paul, you're the one.
Paul.
We caught you, Paul. You're the one that got unmuted. Okay, go ahead, Vic.
So I'll give you an example. Someone called and wanted to know, could they come this morning? It happens to be a student that was here many years ago. Of course, I couldn't remember who it was, and I couldn't place him until he came. And he came, and before we were on now, and I made him a beautiful 5-course breakfast. I was ready for him. I didn't know, what does he want? So he comes, and he doesn't want to eat. He's not hungry. He is living in his car happily, being free, and he's young. He's 22 now. And so all he wanted, so he said, could we meditate? And I said, sure. So he didn't want the breakfast. He didn't want conversation. Could we meditate? And I thought, wow, this is pretty incredible. Okay. And then, so we sit and meditate, and we're just quiet. And I did a little guided, just listen to the voice of your soul, of spirit. And all his only question, his only request was, he said, Vicky, how can I stop the talking voice? The talking voice, it doesn't stop. And I said, Andre, it's easy. We can do that. And so the answer, and this is how you live, Jimmy, whether you think you prepare for these days or not. You just listen for the prompts and follow them. If the prompt comes to do a reading, you take the reading. If it doesn't, you just show up. And you do it really effortlessly. It's a great example. But this is what he was asking. How do I stop that talking voice from thinking, problem solving? Where should I go? What should I do? What should this and that? And the answer is so simple. It's you take your attention off it. You let it be. And just like the reading, we don't solve any problems. Solving the problem is making the problem a reality for us. It's giving it our energy. It's sustaining it. It's nurturing it. It's a very hard practice to realize I'm not here to problem solve, to fix, to change, to correct someone, myself, or anyone else. I'm here to open the door of spirit. That's it. How do I do that? By wholeheartedly putting all my attention on it. Even if I don't know what it is. This young man isn't, someone that's read a million books or anything. But he understood the voice of love is the voice of his own soul. It's the voice of his creation. Put all attention on it. Talk to spirit the way that talking voice in your head is looping and talking to you. Just let it be. Don't worry about it. But you turn all your attention, and so we did this together. Put all your attention on, there's a voice of love in me. There's a voice of who I am in spirit. There's a voice of my soul. I know that. This young boy knew that. He didn't have to read a million books to know that. He recognized it as soon as we spoke about it. And I said, just put your attention on it. Whatever brings that to your attention, whether it's appreciating a sunrise or breathing in a flower, the scent of a flower, reading a book, listening to music. Of course, thank you, Teddy. We gave him many books to listen to that were on this one voice. The Inner Ramana is a book Regina wrote, Regina Dawn Akers. She was guided to. It's a very good little book on mindfulness. If anyone needs it, we'll send it to you. But it's so I gave him this little book with a CD. But isn't that the answer? The spirit solves whatever is given us to do here in time. But it's not the talking voice, the ego's way. The ego's way is to problem solve and rearrange and fix and close one hole and another hole opens up, solve one addiction, another addiction shows up. Just let them be. Don't worry about them. Don't worry about them. If you're eating too much, shopping too much, drinking too much, just forget about it. It's okay. Let it be. Put all your attention, all of it, on the love of God. Let your eye be single, whatever that, however you can do that. For you and I, Jimmy, just coming and doing this every day with our brothers here in this room, this helps my eye get single. If I get scared, Teddy's behind me. He's on a breathing machine. Sometimes I get frightened. I lose my perspective and I look at outside stuff and say, oh no, he's on a breathing machine. Oh no, I get scared. And there's nothing I can do with that except let it be. Don't fight it. Don't change it. I can't correct myself, but I can put all my attention on the love of God and open and listen, open and listen, and engage in that inner conversation. That's the voice of oneness. That's the voice of love. Don't worry about how it shows up or looks like. And by doing that, there, and this is true, I don't know how it happens. It's always a miracle. I might be frightened for a moment. I put all my attention there, and somehow a buoyancy just comes back in, and I'm in the experience of God's love is every answer, in and out of time. Don't worry about what it looks like. And that natural happiness, that natural buoyancy. Oh, there's Paul again. Hi, Paul. Welcome in. It's just like that talking, just static for a moment. Doesn't matter. That buoyancy comes back by grace. It comes back by grace. So whatever it takes, breathing, eyeing, oming, whatever it takes. But the problem is that we are separated in our thinking as to some outside condition, and the solution is be unified in our attention, our wholehearted attention on the love of God.
Mm. Vicky, that is the best advice I think I've ever heard in my life. Seriously, it is so practical. It doesn't matter what's happening, just put your whole attention on love. Because if your whole attention is there, those things don't even exist anymore. The problem, so-called problem, is inconsequential because all of your attention is wholeheartedly focused on love. However that shows up in the moment. For you right now, it's attending to Teddy. For me, it's attending to the community. For each one of us is going to be something that we can put our wholehearted attention on, and that voice and everything else, you won't even hear it. It'll be gone. I love it. Thank you, Vicky. And now, thank you so much. That was beautiful. And there was one other person that I was already feeling sparkle, and she's already raised her hand, and that's Alice. Alice, I was going to call on you anyway. So please, we would love to hear your share. And if Teddy wants to, he can do sign language in the back and he can share something. Go ahead, Alice.
Oh. Well, first of all, I really feel everybody today. And this, what you were saying, James, and what Vicky was saying is surrounded in love. And what's also surrounded in love is our humanity. I think to love our humanity and everything we are is so important. You know, don't think because we're frightened there's something wrong with us. So don't think because, you know, that something's happening and we're not exactly in our center, there's something wrong with us. You know, to remember to love our humanity and to remember that our humanity is love and is loved by God. And, you know, the thing is this remembering. And when you were reading today, James, that word awaken has been really going through my mind recently. The difference between awakened and enlightened. And I've been saying to myself, what is awakened mean? And I think it, for me, recently, it's been knowing that there is something other than this this world as we think it is. It is waking up from that dream. And once we know we're waking up, not that we've woken up fully, but that we're waking up and we can see and make the choices from that awakening place, things shift very quickly. And that's the miracle. So as we're all awakening together, and we are, and we need each other too. We need each other for that so beautifully. And there's so much love, and there's more love, I think, every day that is being showered on all of us than we can even realize. I mean, what is knowing that we are Christ, but a direct relationship with God or a direct relationship with love itself? And this is just bursting in me. And I know I've been given recently some challenges. And if I, one, love my humanity, my little fears, and two, give it all to God. Now, that means I can't be in control. I can't be in control anymore. I'll just continue with a very quick story that a friend of mine told me years ago, and it's been coming into my mind recently. You know that lovely enlightened woman, Amma, who hugs people. I think quite a few people must know about her. She, my friend went to her one time years ago with some really big problems. And Amma said, when you put the clothes in the washing machine, you turn on the washing machine and you trust that those clothes are going to be washed and you get on with your life. She said, give everything to God as if it's a washing machine and trust, just trust as you get on with your life in the present moment. And it's been coming to me recently. Okay, God, I'm going to give these to you and you're going to wash them for me and I'm not in control. The washing machine is going to do a great job and it's going to come out clean. Anyway, thank you for giving me the opportunity to share today. I love you all.
Thank you, Alice. I love the washing machine analogy. That's what we're going to do. We're going to give it to the divine washing machine. All your problems, every concern, everything that you are nervous about or any fear at all, just give it to the divine washing machine and then trust that it's going to be taken care of. And then, as Vicky said, wholeheartedly love. Give your love wholeheartedly to whoever and whatever is right in front of you. And you don't need to worry about anything else because there will be nothing else. There will be nothing else. We just have to give ourselves. This is a very simple practice, but it's something that we do have to practice because we have become so adept at not being wholeheartedly. We've become so expert at not giving everything to love. So now we have to practice it. And there'll be little reminders. Maybe a reminder today will be some little situation that throws you off balance or brings some concern up in your mind. That's okay. Find someone or just within your own heart to give wholeheartedly all of your love. And you're going to watch miraculously as the concern disappears and solves itself. That's how grace works. And that's what we're here for. So thank you, Vicky. All our love goes to Teddy. Should we let's tone Teddy's name and send our love to him. So whether you're here at Namaste Village or in your home, we're going to tone Teddy and we're going to send him all our love. Here we go. Teddy. We're with you, brother. All right. Otherwise, we love you guys. Thank you for being here and another amazing session as always. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to do our final prayer. So if anyone would like to stand for that, you are welcome. Here we go. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Amen.
Amen.
Thanks, everyone.
Wonderful.
Namaste.
Amen.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. I love you all.
Have a great
Fantastic lessons.